أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Welcome! This whole blessed month began with a descent of guidance, a light that was sent to really illuminate our path. We started this journey looking outwards, receiving this beautiful revelation from above.
And now, as we get to the very end of it, the entire direction kind of shifts. The Quran guides us on a journey inward, back to our spiritual home, back to the very core of who we really are. So let's just take a moment to reflect on this beautiful final message together.
So the final part of the Quran, Juz៍ 30, it just feels different, doesn't it? After we've gone through all the laws, the history, the stories about community, the tone becomes incredibly direct. It's so personal. It feels less like a big discourse and more like a quiet conversation, just with your soul.
Yeah, these final chapters, they don't try to build a long, drawn-out case. They're more like flashes of lightning in the dark, Brief, so powerful, and they just light everything up. They're really designed to strike the heart directly and gently peel away all the layers of our daily distractions.
The Juz៍opens with a jolt. It's this powerful shock that's really meant to wake us up from our spiritual slumber. It immediately makes us face a reality that is so much bigger than the temporary world we see around us every day.
And it all begins with this deep, profound question about the ultimate reality. The day when everything we've tucked away, ignored, or forgotten is suddenly brought out into the open for everyone to see.
So on the surface, the outer or the zahir meaning is pretty clear. These verses are describing the physical end of the world, right? A day of just immense, unimaginable upheaval. But if you look just a little deeper, beyond that surface, there's this profound inner meaning, the batin. This imagery, it's also a mirror for our own inner world. It's a powerful reminder of just how fragile our worldly attachments really are. All our big plans, our sense of security, all of it.
The message here just pierces through every illusion we have. This world, with all of its pursuits and all the things we think make us secure, well, it's not our final stop. It's a passage. It was never meant to be a permanent home. And this contrast just perfectly illustrates the central struggle of being human, doesn't it? We're caught between our condition, this tendency to forget, to get distracted, to chase more and more, and this incredible, profound honor we were given, being created in the absolute best of forms, with the capacity to know and return to our Creator.
But right in the middle of these stark, awakening warnings, the tone softens. It changes completely. The Quran extends this incredibly gentle and merciful invitation, an invitation back to ourselves and ultimately back to the source of all truth.
And where does this journey of return begin? Well, it begins exactly where the entire revelation started in the first place, with that command to read. And this isn't just about reading a book, it's about awareness, about turning the heart back towards learning, towards reflection, and towards truth once again.
And we're reminded that God places these open doors all along our path. They're these special moments, like these final nights of Ramadan, that aren't just ordinary time. They hold this immense potential for transformation, where mercy just descends in waves. It's an open door for us.
Now, the intention here isn't to create a sense of burden, like we're being watched. It's actually to instill a deep, profound sense of meaning in our lives. This verse is a reminder that nothing is lost, not a single thing. Every intention, every quiet act of kindness, every single struggle, it all matters. It all leaves a trace on our soul and in the world.
So as the Juzz starts to draw to a close, it masterfully strips away all the complexity. It's like it funnels every lesson, every story, and every warning down towards the simplest, most foundational truths there are. And this journey right here, it maps out the entire spiritual arc of these final chapters. The Quran literally takes us by the hand, moving us from a state of shock and forgetfulness through reflection, all the way to a state of profound peace, realization, and finally, return.
After everything, it all comes back to this. This is the absolute pinnacle of clarity, Tawheed, the declaration that He is one. It is the anchor for a heart that feels restless and the true compass for a soul that's been wandering.
And isn't it just so beautiful that the Quran doesn't conclude with a final command, or some complex law, or a big historical argument? No, it ends with the most human act of all, seeking protection. This is the ultimate act of humility and trust, the soul finally admitting its vulnerability and coming home.
So ultimately, this journey through the Quran,
it hasn't just been about reading a book. In a way, it's been about the book reading you. It's held up a mirror to your own heart, to your hopes, your fears, and all of your deepest longings.
And as this beautiful month closes, here is just some gentle, practical heart guidance. This isn't a burden or a to-do list, but just a way to carry the spirit of this time forward with you. Maybe take a moment to recite these final beautiful chapters. Make a sincere prayer for steadfastness, and maybe choose just one beautiful habit to continue.
Ramadan is ending, that's true, but the journey of becoming, that never ends. And this is the final, gentle question that the Quran leaves echoing in your heart. It was never about quantity, was it? It was always about transformation, even if it was just a slight turning of the heart. May our hearts be softened by this guidance, may our intentions be purified, and may our steps be made firm on this beautiful path of return. May we carry the light, the peace, and the nearness of this month in our hearts throughout the entire year. Ameen.
This reflection was compiled with gratitude by Mir Ali Shah, a seeker sharing through living the wisdom of the Quran. We ask for forgiveness and acceptance for any errors or mispronunciations. Thank you so much for sharing this reflective space with us.